So this is a 30-mark question. Connor, part A. Connor is part of the sales team with the company. He earns a basic salary of €2,200 per month. In addition to his salary, he earns commission of 11% on sales up to the value of €25,000 per month and a commission of 14% on any sales above this. Part 1. During a particular month, Connor made sales amounting to €21,000. Find Connor's gross pay for the month. So again, this is a 10-mark question and the total question is out of 30 marks. So we want to get 11% of €21,000. So the 11% and the €21,000 came from the question. They're in yellow and blue. We want to get 11% of €21,000. So of means multiplying maths. So 11% multiplied by 21,000 is €2,310 commission. The gross pay is equal to the basic salary plus the commission. The basic salary is €2,200 from the question. And we're going to add on the commission, which we worked out up here to be 2,310. And we get a total of €4,510. So this is Connor's gross pay for this month, €4,510. Part 2, the following month, Connor's gross pay was €6,210. Find the amount of sales that Connor made in that month. So commission is equal to gross pay minus basic salary. So the gross pay is €6,200. And we're going to subtract the basic salary, which is €2,200, which came from the start of the question. So just to show you there, that's where the €2,200 came from part A of the question. So commission is €4,010. So 6,210 minus 2,200 is €4,010. Commission at 11%. So 11% of 25,000. So it's 25,000 multiplied by 11%. And this 25,000 came from the start of the question. So there is the start of the question again, part A. So he earns a commission of 11% on sales up to the value of €25,000. So 11% of €25,000, we're multiplying, we get €2,750. So that's the commission at 11%. Commission at 14% is €4,010 that we worked out up here, minus the €2,750, leaves us with €1,260. So again, this 14% came from the start of the question. So you can see there at the start of the question, it says he earns commission of 11% on the sales up to the value of €25,000 per month and a commission of 14% on any sales above this. So that's where the 14% is coming from. So he gets 14% on any sales above €25,000. So sales at 14% commission. So it's going to be €1,260 divided by 14% gives us €9,000. So the total sales is going to be €25,000. So that came from the start of the question, plus the €9,000. So there's the €25,000 again in the start of the question. So part A of the question, there's the €25,000. So we add that onto the 9,000 that we worked out here in green, and we get €34,000. So that's his total sales that month. Part B. Last year, Connor's gross pay was €74,500. He paid income tax, pay-related social insurance, PRSI, and universal social charge, USC, on his gross pay. Part 1. Connor paid income tax at a rate of 20% on the income up to the standard rate cut-off point of €36,800 and at a rate of 40% on the remainder. His annual tax credits were €3,450. Work out how much income tax Connor paid for the year. So this is a 10-mark question. So 20%, that's coming from the question there. We're going to get tax at 20%. So it's 20% of 36,800. So 20% multiplied by 36,800. That gives us €7,360. Then we have to get the tax at 40%. So it's going to be 74,500. So that was his gross pay, minus the standard rate cutoff point, which is 36,800, leaves us with 37,700 euro. So we have to get 40% of this. So 40% of 37,700 is 40% multiplied by 37,700, which gives us 15,080. So the gross tax is the tax at 20% plus the tax at 40%. So 7,360. So we work that out up here, plus 15,080. We work that up there, and we get a total of 22,400. So this is his gross tax. So his net tax is his gross tax minus the tax credit, and the tax credit in the question was 3,450. So we're going to do gross tax, which is 22,400, minus the tax credit, which is 3,450, and we're left with 18,990, which is his income tax, so or his net tax. So that's the amount of tax that he will pay. B part 2. Connor also paid USC and PRSI on his gross pay. He paid USC at a rate of 0.5% on the first 12,012 euro. He earned 2% on the next 9,283 euro, 4.5% on the next 48,749 euro, and 8% on the balance. PRSI contributions amounted to 2,980 euro for the year. Work out Connor's net take-home pay for the year. So this is a 5-mark question. So USC at 0.5%. So it's going to be 0.5% of 12,012 euro. So 0.5% multiplied by 12,012 euro gives us 60 euro and 6 cents. Next, we get USC at 2%. So we're going to get 2% of 9,283. So 2% multiplied by 9,283 is 185.66 euro. So next we're going to get USC at 4.5%. So it's 4.5% of 48,749 euro. So it's 4.5% multiplied by 48,749 euro, which gives 2,193.71. So next we have to get 8% of the balance. So 74,500 came from question B. So that was his gross pay. So it came from the very first sentence in question B. So 74,500. We're going to subtract 12,012, 9,283, and 48,749 to figure out what the balance is. So the balance is 4,456 euro. So we have to get 8% of the balance. So 8% of this. So USC at 8% is 8% multiplied by 4,556. So 8% of the balance, and this is the balance. And we get 356 euro and 48 cents. So the total USC, we're going to add 60.06, 185.66, 2,193.71, and 356.48. So we add up our 4 amounts, and we get our total USC to be 2,795 euro and 91 cents. So net pay is going to be gross pay minus income tax minus USC minus PRSI. So the gross pay was 74,500 euro. So again, that comes from B. So there's the 74,500 from the first sentence in question B. Minus the income tax, which is 18,990 euro. So that was our answer to B part 1. So just to show you, there's B part 1, and there was our answer, 18,990. Then the USC was 2,795.91. And we worked that out just there. And the PRSI in the question is 2,980 euro. So we've 74,500 minus 18,990, minus 2,795 and 91 cent, minus 2,980 euro. And the net pay is 49,734 euro and 9 cent. So this is Conor's net take-home pay for the year, 49,734 euro and 9 cent.